Throughout the history of aviation, the skies have held secrets that continue to baffle us to this day. Imagine a plane full of passengers, state-of-the-art technology, and trained pilots, vanishing without a trace. How is that even possible? The boundless blue above us, once a symbol of freedom and exploration, can transform in an instant into a curtain of mystery. Today, we're diving deep into the strangest plane disappearances that have left investigators, scientists, and conspiracy theorists scratching their heads. Buckle up, because this is going to be one turbulent ride. Our journey into aviation mysteries begins in 1945 with Flight 19, a routine training mission that became legendary for all the wrong reasons. This mission, which was supposed to be a simple navigation exercise, turned into one of the most perplexing aviation mysteries of all time. On December 5, 1945, 5 U.S. Navy bombers, known as TBM Avenger torpedo bombers, took off from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, on a clear day. The weather was perfect for flying, with clear skies and calm seas, making the events that followed even more baffling. Shortly after takeoff, the pilots began to report strange compass malfunctions and disorientation. Their instruments seemed to be going haywire, and they couldn't determine their position. The lead pilot, Lieutenant Charles Taylor, reported that both of his compasses were out, and he was unsure of their location. As the flight continued, the situation grew more dire. The pilot's final message was chilling. "We're entering white water, nothing seems right." This cryptic message was the last anyone ever heard from Flight 19. The planes and their crew vanished without a trace. Despite a massive search operation that included hundreds of ships and aircraft, no trace of the planes or their crew was ever found. The search covered thousands of square miles of ocean, but it was as if Flight 19 had simply disappeared off the face of the Earth. To add to the mystery, a rescue aircraft sent to find them also vanished. This aircraft, a PBM Mariner, took off with a 13-man crew and was never seen again. This double disappearance solidified the Bermuda Triangle's eerie reputation and left investigators with more questions than answers. Over the years, many theories have been proposed to explain the disappearance of Flight 19. Some suggest it was due to human error, with the pilots becoming disoriented and lost. Others point to equipment malfunction, with the compasses and other instruments failing at a critical moment. But there are also those who believe something more mysterious was at play. Theories range from magnetic anomalies that could have disrupted the plane's instruments to more outlandish ideas like extraterrestrial forces or time warps. Some even suggest that the Bermuda Triangle is a portal to another dimension. While these theories may seem far-fetched, the lack of concrete evidence leaves room for speculation. The mystery of Flight 19 continues to captivate and intrigue people to this day. It serves as a stark reminder of the power of the unknown and the enduring allure of unsolved mysteries. As long as the Bermuda Triangle remains an enigma, the story of Flight 19 will continue to be a source of fascination and speculation. Fast forward to the 21st century and we encounter another aviation mystery. The disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370. In March 2014, this Boeing 777, carrying 239 people, vanished from radar screens en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. The flight took off as scheduled, but within an hour it lost contact with air traffic control. Initial radar data revealed that MH370 had deviated significantly from its planned flight path. Instead of heading northeast towards Beijing, the aircraft made a sharp turn westward, flying over the Malay Peninsula and into the vast expanse of the Indian Ocean. The search for MH370 became the most expensive and technologically advanced in aviation history. Countries from around the world joined forces, deploying ships, planes, and underwater drones to scour the ocean floor. Despite the massive effort, the bulk of the wreckage remained elusive for years. The search area spanned thousands of square miles, making it one of the most challenging recovery missions ever undertaken. A few pieces of debris eventually washed ashore, offering tantalizing clues but no definitive answers. These fragments, found on remote islands and coastlines, were identified as parts of the missing aircraft, yet they provided little insight into the fate of the flight. Theories abound, ranging from mechanical failure to deliberate acts by the pilots, or even more unsettling explanations. Some suggest a catastrophic event, while others believe in more sinister plots involving hijacking or sabotage. The mystery of MH370 remains one of the most perplexing aviation enigmas of our time. Families of the passengers continue to seek closure, and the world remains captivated by the unanswered questions surrounding this tragic event. Chapter 3: The Mystery of Amelia Earhart. In 1937, Earhart, a celebrated aviator, embarked on her most ambitious adventure, a flight around the world. Joining her was navigator Fred Noonan. Their journey began on June 1, 1937, from Oakland, California. After successfully navigating across multiple continents, they reached Lae, New Guinea on June 29th. On July 2nd, 1937, after approximately 20 hours in the air, Earhart's transmissions ceased. Despite a massive search, no trace of Earhart, Noonan, or their plane was ever found. Theories range from crashing into the Pacific to living out their days as castaways on a nearby island. Chapter 4: The Mystery of Flight 191. American Airlines Flight 191, departing from Chicago O'Hare on May 25, 1979, is one such case. The McDonnell Douglas DC-10 began like any other flight. As the plane lifted off, disaster struck swiftly. One of the DC-10's engines detached, causing a catastrophic chain reaction. Despite the pilot's efforts, Flight 191 crashed, claiming the lives of all 271 souls on board. The crash remains the deadliest single aircraft accident in US history. In the years following, numerous reports of ghostly sightings and paranormal activity emerged. Were these sightings the result of collective grief or something more unexplainable? The tragedy of Flight 191 continues to fuel speculation and unease. Chapter 5: The Fate of Air France Flight 447. On June 1, 2009, Air France Flight 447, en route from Rio de Janeiro to Paris, vanished over the Atlantic Ocean. The flight, carrying 216 passengers and 12 crew members, departed from Rio de Janeiro's Galeão International Airport at 7:29 p.m. local time. It was expected to arrive at Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport the following morning. The flight encountered a series of thunderstorms. These storms were not unusual for the region, but they were particularly severe that night, with towering cumulonimbus clouds and intense lightning. The aircraft was flying at an altitude of 35,000 feet when it entered the storm system. Then, without warning, communications ceased. At 2:14 a.m. UTC, the last automated message was sent from the aircraft, indicating the loss of cabin pressure and electrical failure. Attempts to contact the flight by air traffic control were unsuccessful, and the plane disappeared from radar screens. The initial search efforts found only scattered debris and traces of oil. Ships and aircraft from multiple countries scoured the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean, but the search was hampered by rough seas and poor weather conditions. The discovery of a few pieces of floating wreckage confirmed the worst fears. After 2 years, the wreckage and black boxes were located at a depth of nearly 13,000 feet. The search had been one of the most challenging in aviation history, involving advanced technology and international cooperation. The black boxes, which record flight data and cockpit conversations, were crucial in understanding what had happened. The data revealed a chain of events, including technical malfunctions and human error. The flight data recorder showed that the aircraft's autopilot had disengaged, and the pilots were faced with a series of confusing and conflicting instrument readings. The Airbus A330's pitot tubes had iced over, providing inaccurate readings. These sensors, which measure airspeed, are critical for safe flight. When they became blocked by ice, the pilots received erroneous speed indications, leading to a cascade of problems. The pilots made critical errors, stalling the aircraft and sending it into a steep descent. In the confusion, they failed to recognize the stall and did not take the necessary actions to recover. The aircraft descended rapidly, ultimately crashing into the ocean. The crash of Air France Flight 447 highlighted the importance of pilot training and the delicate balance between human skill and technology. It led to significant changes in aviation safety regulations, including improved training for handling high-altitude stalls and better design of cockpit instruments to prevent similar accidents in the future. These cases, each unique yet united by mystery, leave us with more questions than answers. How do advanced aircraft vanish without a trace? Are these incidents purely accidents, or do they hint at forces beyond our understanding? The allure of the unknown continues to fascinate and frighten us. One thing is certain: the skies will always hold mysteries, keeping us looking upward, wondering and searching for answers. Let us know in the comments. What do you think happened in these cases? Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's greatest enigmas.